He literally said, I have PTSD. I feel like he said, you start saying all that chimp out to me, I'm gonna hit you. He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Well, try. Shot the nigga and still got your ass whooped. What a fucking lame excuse for a man. This white dudes, is this y'all leader, bro? All the red pill soy boy racist white dudes. Is this y'all leader?
I wake up to the sound of the same old clock. Tick tock, it never stops.
You know, I can remember when I was but a wee grasshopper. In the 4th grade, I went to school with this dude named Nassim, right? And Nassim used to always get bullied a lot. Like by the same group of like 4, 5 dudes in our class that was class clowns. They used to always just pick on him all the time. Pick on him. And the fucked up thing about it was the way that it always used to happen was they would fuck with him and like egg him on and shit like that. And then when he would respond, he would always be the one to get in trouble, bro. I mean, every fucking time. He always got in trouble. It was never them. It was always the teacher, Nassim, why do I hear your voice? And he would get so frustrated when that would happen that he would just slam his head down. He would just put his head down on his desk. And he would just shut down. And everybody thought it was so hilarious, bro. And I ain't even gonna lie, me included. At the time, like my little 4th grader, I was laughing. It was just everybody thought it was so goddamn funny. Well, one day, I remember they was doing it. It was the same old thing. They was fucking with Nassim. They was fucking with him. And he ended up getting in trouble so much so to the point where I think this is like the 3rd time this had happened that day. The teacher put Nassim out the classroom because they was fucking with him and he responded. So anyway, where she sent him to, she told him to go sit on the steps. Now the steps is the way our classrooms were set up. They weren't actual classrooms. They was really just pods. So it was a big ass open floor with 2 dividers in the middle as walls that crossed each other, right? So if you could picture it, it was classroom here, wall, classroom here, and then just this long staircase. It was only about 3 steps because it go up to like a little storage area. But anyway, that's all besides the point. She told this motherfucker to go sit on the steps, right? So he goes and sits kind of like in the middle of the steps. So both of these 2 classes can see this dude. They can turn their head from their desk and look right at Nassim sitting on the steps. And so what was different about this day is even after he got sat over there, bro, they was still fucking with him. Like they was still laughing at him. They was over there whispering shit, like balling up little pieces of paper, throwing it at him and shit. Like just being real assholes, real dickheads, bro. And I remember, bro, they called him the R word, bro. And when they said that, I will be 80 years old and I will still remember this day. I will vividly be able to picture this day. Bro, they called him the R word and bro, like a cannon, this motherfucker exploded to his feet in an instant and screamed, bro, I swear, bro, the whole neighborhood probably heard this shit. He said, I'm not R-worded. And bro, he blacker than me. Nigga face turned red, bro. Nigga face turned red. He told me, I'm not R-worded. And he started walking toward them because they were sitting right at the back of the class, right by the steps. So he started walking down the steps and started walking toward him, bro. The teacher beeline through the classroom and grabbed him and took him damn near like outside and started talking to him and shit. And you know, after all that happened, I went home. My dad picked me up from school that day and I was telling him about what happened. And I was kind of like, you know, laughing. I was telling it like it was a funny story. And after I told him what happened, my dad just looked over at me in the passenger seat and he was like, "But that's not funny. Like that's not funny at all." And I kind of like was like, I felt bad. I was like, "Well, damn." And he was like, "You know, what if that boy mama just died and y'all picking on him like that? You don't know what's going on in that boy's life." And in that split second, it clicked for me that, okay, even as a I was 9 years old at the time, that is the second that it clicked for me like, oh, I'm like, other people's emotions matter. Other people, things that people go through. I'm not the only one with a life. I'm not the only one with circumstances surrounding the way I move and the way I feel. That applies to everybody else too. So you don't know what people are going through. So he's right. It's not good to be like that. And ever since then, I would always feel like fucked up. But I was a little small, puny ass. Y'all see how small I am now. Can't imagine how little I was in 4th grade. I wasn't like the type of nigga who was gonna stop no bully, so I didn't never do nothing about it. But I always thought about that, and that kind of set the precedent for the way I treated people And honestly, still to this day, I'm not really. I've never been the type of guy to just fuck with people on the strength just because. But I say all that to say that day, my dad illustrated a very important lesson to me that you should never fuck with people because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know who's been through what. You don't know who's on their last straw. You don't know who just lost everything. You don't know who wife just cheated on them. You don't know who might have just lost or had to bury their child. You don't know what people are going through. So, and above all that, if nothing else, you wouldn't want somebody treating you like that. But the more important reason, you don't know what people are going through, man. And it's like, it's just not good, bro. It could never hurt to err on the side of just fucking be nice to people, bro. Like, at the very least, if you can't be nice to people, then just don't say nothing at all. But you don't have to be an asshole to people for your own entertainment to make yourself feel better. That's not, nobody likes that guy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes that guy. But I told that whole story to illustrate the fact that some people have missed out on this lesson in life, or rather lost sight of the importance behind this sentiment of just treat people right. As our subject, Chud, here today, learned the hard way, you can't just fuck with everybody free from consequences. Apparently, this nigga Chud ran into a nigga who didn't mind throwing it all away. He said, "Fuck it, nigga, I got time today. I just looked at my wrist. I got time today." So the story goes, this all took place in front of a courthouse. Forgive me for being short on information, but I don't know where exactly this took place. We about to check out a video, and that's gonna give us all those details. But from what I know, this took place in front of a courthouse. Apparently, he was walking up on this black dude. And if y'all don't know ChudTheBuilder, by the way, sorry, I never really, for those of y'all who haven't been on the internet the last couple months, if you've been living under a rock in your own little corner, ChudTheBuilder, basically a streamer, goes by that weak ass name. I don't know what the fuck a Chud is. I don't know what he building other than a terrible reputation. But nonetheless, this motherfucker has been going around for the last few months, just going up to random groups of black people. What he does is he will go up to random groups of black people with his stream cameras and all that shit like that. And he'll say disrespectful like shit. He called people the N-word. As soon as they start reacting, he said they chimping out, just saying all type of disrespectful, offensive shit to people of color, but mainly black people. And the caveat, what's the kicker about it, is that he always does this. Well, I should say he only does this when he has a weapon. He usually does this with his gun on his hip or some type of knife or pepper spray or whatever the fuck weapon, whatever his weapon of choice is that he chooses to possess on that given day. He will have that weapon on display and go out here fucking with people, hiding behind I guess what he feels like is the protection of free speech. And, oh, I got this gun, so you're not gonna mess with me. He ran into a nigga that showed him a little different today. So he goes up to this black dude, I guess doing his normal spiel, and the dude, I think he walked up to him and he punched the dude in the face. He punched Chud in the face and was trying to fight him or whatever the case. This weak ass nigga pulls out the gun and shoots him, bro. He pulls out a fucking gun and shoot the man in the stomach. But this the wild part, bro. This the wild part. After he shot the dude in the stomach, the dude didn't fall or like retreat or none of that shit, bro. Chud shot this man in the stomach and the dude still kept coming to him and got on top of him and kept whooping his ass, bro. Do you know how much of a weak ass motherfucker you gotta be to get the ups first, get your shots off, hit your target, and still get your ass whooped, bro? And bro, this is not even the fucking wildest part of the story. Somehow in this whole ordeal, this nigga shot himself too. You just can't write no story better than this, man. And to just put the cherry on top, I heard the nigga he shot didn't even die. He in the hospital. He in stable condition. Like, it's all just, not every story has a happy ending, but this one damn sure does. So we're going to go ahead and check out this video about Omeezy, and we're going to get the latest, get the details, get the know on what's going on. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's take off.
I walked up to them because they were pointing at me. They were laughing. They were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He was still wailing on me.
Well, try it. shot the nigga and still got your ass whooped. What a fucking lame excuse for a man. This white dudes, is this y'all leader, bro? All the red pill, soy boy, racist white dudes. Is this y'all leader? You know, one thing I can say, at least y'all racist dudes in like back then in history, like they had some shit. Like they was smart. Like they moved about they shit. You know what I'm saying? When they made threats, they did something about it. You racist niggas now, you niggas is bitches. You niggas is just, you either are motherfuckers like Chud the Builder, or you're a nigga that's in your mama, still staying in your mama house well into your 30s with Dorito and Cheeto dust underneath your fingers, typing away on your fucking keyboard with all type of neck beard action going on. It's no in between. The racist white dudes is either like, they one of those two extremes. It's a polarity to these dudes that cannot be denied. There is no middle ground of dudes who are racist as fuck like this and just have this imminent feeling of hatred towards black people in their life, and their life is going good. There's not a single one that you can find, I promise you.
It actually happened. This is breaking news. I was gonna put another Chud the Builder video out today, but this one is definitely gonna have to go on top of it. Chud the Builder has pew-pewed a man that he was in an altercation on the street with. And while doing so, he actually did graze himself in the process. Now, I will say there's gonna be a deeper dive into this video because there's so much to unpack, and I don't have all the details right now. I'm seeing a lot of things floating around on the internet, some of which claiming that the man himself is no longer with us, meaning that Chud did end his life. But I don't know what type of claims Chud is going to make in court with this.
Which, that's not true, by the way. I checked the latest update. I heard he's in stable condition.
Defense team that he's gonna have if this man is, you know, no longer living or not. But based off of some of the stuff he was saying on stream before this incident, it seems as though he was kind of predicting a situation like this would happen, which would make things really, really tricky.
Yeah, I don't know how to convince you guys that I'm literally a single guy with a camera. Somebody could come up and try to kill me right now. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm protected by the Lord, and I believe in his divine protection. Other than that, I'm literally a sitting duck.
Since his return to streaming, he had not changed.
This is your fault. Why does he sound like he's complaining about that? Like this is not a position you put yourself in. See, this is what these white supremacists do. They love to create an issue and then beg for other people to help them find a solution. Or they'll create an entire problem and then all of a sudden portray themselves as the victim, as if this wasn't 1,000% avoidable. As if you don't have to be a sitting duck. You could just be regular Joe Schmo sitting on the fucking couch. But because of your actions, when a motherfucker walk past you and see you, they gonna know you as, oh, this that motherfucker who be saying all the racist shit. You brought that on yourself, dickhead. What's wrong with you?
Pretty much anything that he had done about the way that he goes about making any sort of content. And now we're in a situation where in an act of self-defense, there is himself, Chud the Builder, in the hospital because he grazed himself with a bullet, which I don't know how that's even possible.
How?
And also a man in an unknown condition at the time of the recording of this video. Pretty sure we'll probably have some clarification by the time it comes out. All of this to me marks the end-all defeat of a Chud the Builder. But for the most part, I've been screaming this from the rooftops. This type of antagonizing content is not gonna have some good result. It's never gonna end well. And Chud's return to streaming was doomed from the start anyway. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way. This saga isn't over with and I need to get in on it. So get your popcorn ready because we're doing Chud the Builder 90 times after this one. Now, back into the video. All right, we know who Chud is. No need to explain any backstory. He's the weirdo, racist streamer slash content creator who goes around antagonizing people, egging them on to say the most nonsensical things in the world and claiming that free speech is gonna save him. But with myself and other comments,
he's also the guy that just got exposed for getting pegged by a black woman. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Not gonna go too deep into that. I might make a separate video about that, but bruh, it just don't. No, it's a whole lot to that. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms, bruh. If I crack my muffin on that, bruh. Matter of fact, yeah, I think I'm gonna make another video on that because I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got to see that, bro. The girl came out and she made a video, and apparently, hey. This boy Chud, boy, he likes it wild. He's a wild boy, man. Somebody say, the girl say, she had the boy cheeks clapping and all this other type of, oh my God. And then she showed the strap on she was smacking the man with. Woo! God damn, it's gotta suck to be a Chud right now. It has to suck.
commentary channels have been trying to tell him is that free speech isn't just a pass to say anything, do anything, antagonize anybody. It's really just a stupid way to build up your content and get a little bit of buzz on your name. Now, where we left off in the saga was ChudTheBuilder getting arrested for stealing dinner and then becoming a public nuisance, harassing people, resisting arrest, all these other things. Also breaking his bond agreement from the last time he got arrested. A criminal, a douchebag, a charlatan, all these different things. And coming out of that jail cell and jumping right on the live stream, you saw a change in the demeanor of ChudTheBuilder. Something spooked him in there, and he's realizing that the consequences of his actions are real.
They took me to a building that was not the jail. After they arrested me, they did not take me to the jail to book immediately. They took me to some building, then some dude in plain clothes gets out. He's clearly a detective, and he takes me into the room in the back of the building, leaves me there for like an hour. He tells me that, oh, you know, the FBI is interested in talking to you.
Bro, is this nigga in a fucking garage or a base? Where the fuck is this nigga at, bro? For the amount of shit he talk, you would think this nigga living lavish. You would think this motherfucker living large, or at least would have some type of respectable, you know what I'm saying, get up about your living. But bro, what the fuck? Who are you? Like, if I seen a piss bottle in this background, it would not look out of place. Like, bro, this place look disgusting compared to the shit you be talking. I would think this motherfucker goddamn high-rise penthouse, he big time streamer. Man.
We're waiting on him. He comes in there. They sit down. He's like, okay, I'm with the anti-terrorist organization or whatever unit. He's talking to me, asking me questions, saying, are you with any organizations? And I'm like, organizations? I'm literally just a dude with a phone. Then he says, well, are you affiliated with the GDL? I'm like, what the f is a GDL? Never even heard nothing like that. The Goyim Defense League.
Now, this wasn't just some sort of simple arrest. ChudTheBuilder bypasses the neighborhood booking and gets upscaled to the FBI and some sort of major interrogation. Now, probably because, I don't know, he couldn't read the room for the past couple of years. ChudTheBuilder had to have realized that there's been a collective of, you know, provocateurs, groups of people who are anti-this, anti-that, anti-black, Jew, gay, all these things that have been growing in the United States. And this is part of the reason why his whole free speech gimmick falls apart. Sure, you can say things in a vacuum, I guess, but not realizing that there are tons of others that share those sentimentalities, you're gonna get lumped in, just like you kind of lump in people and put them in a group and in a collective. So quickly into that FBI investigation, they accused ChudTheBuilder of being a part of an organization or a group. Now, I had to look it up, but the GDL is basically a group of white supremacists that are provocateurs in the space that go around spreading
Like, do any of these niggas, like, honestly, like white dudes, think about this. Would you look at any of these dudes and think, I want to be like that guy? Do any of these niggas look like, this guy looks like his life is going great. He looks like he has a time with the ladies. He looks like his money up. He looks like he has no stress in life. I want to be this guy. Like, if you think about how stupid groups like this are, you have an entire group built and predicated upon hating another group that you claim you're superior to, right? If you truly felt superior to something and you felt that something was inferior to you, you wouldn't even waste energy on it. You would think of it as less than. It's a peasant to you because you genuinely feel within yourself that you're superior to it. But you, as a white person, you don't, or I won't say white person because it's not all white people, and I'm not gonna fall into that delusion either. But white people like this, they're under this like delusion that, oh, they're diluting the white race and they're taking our country and we need to take our country back and this, that, and the third. By the way, this motherfucker in the front, I just realized that this nigga right here look Mexican than a son, bitch. I don't know what the fuck is he doing in this van. But anyway, like, bruh, that's not a display of a true display of superiority. That's not making you come off as like, just think about it like this, right? If there was, it's almost like the rule of you don't get no brownie points for beating up a nigga that's smaller than you, right? As somebody that's why weight classes are a thing. If you genuinely are superior to something else, like, you're not even gonna be in the same wheelhouse, bro. Y'all not gonna be in the same arena when it comes to your day to day. You're not going. It's not going to be anything to you, and you wouldn't even want to entertain something like that. But the reason why these people do this, and I say these type of racist white people specifically, the reason they do this is because they don't feel that they genuinely feel within themselves that they are inferior to a group of people that they thought they had done everything in their power to disenfranchise and separate and destroy and pillage this entire ethnicity of people, and they somehow still manage to prosper. So within that knowledge, knowing that despite everything we try, none of it has worked, you naturally feel inferior to us. So you have to mask that, and you have to parade around this ruse of, oh, look at me, look at how big and bad I am, look at how great the white race is, and look at how bad and nasty the black race is. Like, who the fuck does that? And how do you feel prideful? Like, how do you feel like a man doing that? Holding up a symbol to venerate a man who his entire political movement, his entire basis for how he operated his form of government was through violence, through an extermination of people that I don't see fit. And that is the man who y'all give all the fucking flowers to. Y'all, I don't fucking understand what goes on in the mind of these dudes. Like, what hurt you, bro? What hurt you in life? Did a black man take your first girlfriend? I think it really just speaks to the lack of education, and it further epitomizes the vile nature of, like, the vile reality of racism, bro, and what it really is. And when you break it down to its core elements, you think about what is the catalyst, or what is the motivation behind this belief and this ideology. When you break it down, it really is just, it all boils down to, this is just an evil motherfucker. This is a hateful person. It's either that, or this is a very, very uninformed, unintelligent person. It's one of the two, and that they're like, there's no in between. Because you're either racist because you don't know, and you seriously do lack the knowledge of the reality that these other people are normal people just like everybody else. It's either that, and that is the reality somewhere. Still not an excuse, but that is a reality. It's either that, or you know the realities of what took place. You know the realities of what black people have been through. You know the disparaging things that have been done to us throughout history and are still actively happening to us as we speak, i.e. voting rights, i.e. Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, i.e. the Virginia referendum getting struck down. We still see these laws being enacted against us actively to this day. So you know that, and you just don't give a fuck, and you racist anyway. Whichever side of the coin you are, either way you look at it, you a racist, bro. You a racist, and either way, like, you're not good. You're not a good person, bro.
Semitic rhetoric, and they do public stunts, basically. So they go in public, make a mockery of people, wear certain costumes and clothing, try to provoke people in the public space, similar to what Chud actually does. See, Chud doesn't realize that while the internet is rewarding him for these clips that he's putting out, which they're really not, to be quite honest with you, they aren't, he's gonna chud around and find out, because real life people don't take this stuff lightly. And it's not just the average everyday person that you run up on at a gas station or while walking down the street. Now the legal system is involved.
And you know what's wild too is that he's doing this to suburban black people. He's doing this to people that's unassuming, that's minding their own business, that are very docile seeming. He don't do this shit to, like, YNs. He don't do this shit, and I hate that term because I think that term is racist within itself. He won't do it to no young niggas. He won't go to the trenches and do that. He won't go to, I kept telling them shit, nigga, come to 757 and do that shit. Come to Granby Street and do that. Come out Westbury and do that shit. Nigga, go anywhere in the 757. Go out Church Street and do that shit. London Oaks, nigga. Go out the oceanfront and do that shit. Apparently they wild on the oceanfront now.
Not a joke anymore. That character that you're trying to play isn't landing, and it looks like it's wearing on you. Also, in the return stream, the energy of Chud felt off. He kept saying that nothing affects him, nothing impacts him, he's fine and he's dandy.
Well, I don't feel so defeated. I'm just tired. I'm not defeated about any of it, anything that you guys know about yet.
But the bomb that he drops really reveals the real life consequences of when you pose yourself as being one of these dickheads on the internet. My mama always told me that you are a representation of everybody else that shares your last name or your image or your likeness. I have a brother on social media named Legend of Winning, and if he or I do something
shout
bad,
out Low.
it always comes back to bite one another in the butt. That's why it's fairly important to keep our names clean. ChudTheBuilder doesn't realize that though. He doesn't realize the actions that he has on the internet will have real world implications. Up until now,
You know why he don't realize that?
this nigga's retarded. Where he gets disowned from his
I ain't saying so said it.
family.
I might as well just tell you what I'm really upset about. My son's mother texted me today saying that she wants to change his name.
This nigga got a kid, bro? He's raising another one? Oh my God. We might be cooked, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, we might be cooked. We might be in for ChudTheBuilder Part 2.
Just tell you what I'm really upset about. My son's mother texted me today saying that she wants to change his name, switch it from mine. She fears for him. You know, she's like, oh, you tarnished your name, and I don't want him to have to deal with that. And I'm sitting there thinking,
That's fucked up, bro. Your baby mama don't even want your son to have your fucking name no more. Oh my God, you're such a fucking asshole. I don't even want our son to have your name anymore. Oh.
I walk through the streets and respectable people are literally stopping their cars in the road to shake my hand. I'm walking past people that want to take a picture every second, and the only people that don't like me are that are trying to kill me. She's more racist than I am, is the funny thing. She's not some... They always want to make bullshit up.
Do you know how much of a...
You know what's wild? Like racist white dudes always convince themselves that like they have ownership over white women, like they own white women as a whole. And so it's like they feel offended anytime white women don't directly submit to them and align with whatever the fuck they feel shit is suitable at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just like, bro, white dudes think, these racist white dudes really think they run the world, bro. They really think they fucking king everything.
douchebag you have to be in order for your presumably racist, at least as Chud said, baby's mother to disown you and your last name because of the stuff that you're putting out on the internet, how you're getting publicly ousted and publicly blasted. That's got to be some of the most embarrassing stuff in the world. If your digital footprint ever gets like that, you should probably reconsider doing your job or doing whatever the fuck you are doing. I don't know. This is so weird. And Chud is like befuddled here because he can debate everybody else, right? He can debate the police, he can debate the platforms, he can debate the people on the street, but he can't debate a mother trying to protect their child. You can call it whatever you want, but when the backlash and ramifications are coming to somebody else who is loosely adjacent to you, then you seriously should sit down and look in the mirror. Now, for what it's worth, he still doesn't really get it. Towards the end of that same segment, he actually just takes blame off of himself, saying that, you know, he's just walking down the street being a respectable man and that his baby's mother is the one that's a coward because she's a woman.
She's not a fucking liberal or anything. She's just a woman. They're all cowards, and I get it. You know, they don't understand what it means to be at war. I try not to be.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut up.
And then it's another thing too. They try to like sell this overly masculine. Oh yeah, men, we're made for war. Bitch ass nigga, bruh. Nigga, you think you ready for war when you was finna call the police because you had a strap and another nigga wasn't scared of your strap and he had a strap, you got scared and called the police? Nigga, you think you ready for fucking war, bro?
Stop the cap.
You think you this big, like, tough, masculine figure that people, like, look up to and aspire to be? Or you think you this, like, Herculean figure that people see as a strong foundation to anything? Bro, you're a fucking joke. Your name is Chud. What the fuck is a Chud?
But this just exposes how defeated that he is. He's really just making up a bunch of excuses as to why he is the one putting his life in this situation right now. So Chud can say that he is not defeated.
No, that's a fact, bro. I literally said that earlier. All this shit self-inflicted, bro. There's not anybody else in the world he can point the finger at and say, hey, you had like a modicum of fault in this. No, this shit was 1,000% on you. You did not, bro. Nobody else but you.
But when your family / child's mother is taking away the last name of your child, the thing that you're supposed to share, your claim to fame here, then it looks like the content is already beating you, buddy. It looks like you're already defeated. I can tell by the tears that are about to come up off of your face. And now that Chud the Builder is weaker than he's ever been, the internet is gonna do what the internet starts to do. They're gonna dig and they're gonna dig and they're gonna dig. Problem is that Chud is gonna give them as much ammo as possible. This is where we introduce Chud's bedroom behaviors. Now, I'm not one that is to shame what people do in between them sheets and behind closed doors. We all like something different, you know what I'm saying? We all like something a little bit of strange, but what makes this so interesting is that for somebody who has posed themselves to be this big, aggressive, macho man, free speech type of dude, you would never think that he was hanging around somebody named Lily Venus. What does she call herself?
So yes, pretty bitch with a big dick.
And you would never, and I'm
God. Sheesh, Chud. You was taking it like a champ, on it. Busting them lows up in that ass, boy.
I mean, never think that he would get into some of the stuff that she is claiming that he gets into.
Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it. So yes, pretty bitch with a big dick. I have not.
God damn, I'm not going. There's an uncensored version of this video. There's an uncensored version of this. I'm not going to look at it because I don't really want to know what this nigga was running through up in his backside. But I can just see from the silhouette, this motherfucker is a considerable size, dog. If this nigga was taking all that, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's a talent, bro. That's got to be a talent of some sort, bro. Shout out to you. If that's what you like, I love it for you, brother.
Dalton since like 2015. He was a little chubbier then. His cheeks used to clap and such like the cute.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Damn. I told y'all thought I was capping. I told y'all she said them cheeks was in they clapping, boy. She said them cheeks was in that motherfucker. She said them cheeks was in that motherfucker with a round of applause.
Cutest way. Now Chud, he doesn't even have a little chubby butt no more, so I probably wouldn't fuck him again. But I'm wondering, did you bring that up because you want to spin the block? Now, when I first fucked him, he was a virgin, and I'm having.
Oh my God. It just don't stop, bro. It just don't stop. This shit keep getting better and better, bro. Oh my God. You know what? That's another thing too. With these dudes that be overly racist, bro, it's only a matter of time before the closeted allegations come out, bro. And this is the thing that they don't realize is that, bro, we don't give a fuck that you gay. We don't give a fuck that you like transgenders, bro. Like what you like. It's 2026, bro. Love who the fuck you want to love. If you want to get freaky dicky in between the sheets with whoever you want to do it with, brother, that is your prerogative. You more than welcome to do so. But you ain't got to do it in secret, bruh. Because when you do it in secret, you feel like this is a guilty pleasure that you have to hide away from the world. And then when it becomes exposed, there's this sensation of embarrassment that washes over you that you feel like you can't get off. And you feel like the only way to get off of you is by just spewing out hatred and trying to make other people feel bad and trying to get that yuck off of you and put it on the other people. You ain't got to be like that, dog. Just walk around with that ass out, bruh. Just walk around with that ass out, say, accepting invitations, bro. That's all you got to do.
A hunch that he probably hasn't been fucked since me and my ex-wife. We can start small, buddy. I got you. But you don't have to fucking cap. Like, if you're gonna say that we fucked, say the whole truth, okay?
Now, for what it's worth, these are all allegations. Although this woman does.
Ain't no allegations, man. I seen that picture of that man in that fairy suit, bro. He was running some meat up in his ass. Nothing wrong with it. But he definitely was doing that shit. He was on that type time for Shoski.
know very, very intimate details about ChudTheBuilder. And for what it's worth, ChudTheBuilder himself or his cameraman or his team or whatever the case may be have linked ChudTheBuilder with this woman. So, you know, we're calling it an allegation, but he's even at least a little bit supporting some of the claim here.
I'm not calling this shit no allegation. This shit is 1000%. I gotta say allegedly because I'm reporting on the story, but come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Allegation makes the character and the facade of ChudTheBuilder look so false. It looks like it's sitting on a freshly dunked Oreo ready to crumble. This is a contradiction. How does such a mighty masculine man do the bending, as Janet Jackson would say?
Are you gay?
How you gonna ask me a question like that?
How do you marry a woman and then turn around and let a man bend you over?
Ain't nobody bending me over.
Oh, so you doing the bending?
Now people, even those that were supporting
Bro, that's one of my favorite scenes. If y'all don't know, that's from For Colored Girls. Phenomenal movie, by the way. I'm talking about outstanding fucking movie. But that's what that's from. If y'all ain't seen that, y'all got to check that out. That's a beautiful movie. But that's one of my favorite scenes in black cinema.
The Builder are starting to question him and his validity. Now he doesn't look just racist, he looks performative in all of this. Was all of this true? Was it a stunt to become somebody bigger and more famous in this space? And ultimately, at what cost? Now,
oh, that was the third reason. That was the third reason too. That I mentioned, that I left out earlier about why people might be racist, or I guess what drives the racist is either what drives it or what fuels it is either ignorance and a somewhat blindness to the truth and realities of what goes on, because due to you being sheltered and you willfully staying in that shelter, there is you knowing the truth and still not giving a fuck and still being racist. And then there's also you just being a grifter. And then you just a complete sellout. You're a shill. You'll do anything for money. I believe you'll turn your ass up to something that you don't want for money.
you're known as the guy that's doing the bending, or you're bending in this situation for Lily Venus. And you can see the lack of seriousness that people are taking him when he comes back for his first IRL return stream. First of all, I think it's important to note that he did not learn an absolute thing after being detained, after being questioned for being on this list or in this organization or whatever the case may be.
Why would he?
He's going back to being good old ChudTheBuilder that everybody knows and hates on the internet.
Think, is it www? Why the fuck would you send me a link that doesn't work? Bro, I need a real manager that's not a fucking yeah, that link doesn't work. Good job. I'm not doing this shit. I'm not fucking doing this. Yeah.
It's just so like cartoonishly obnoxious and just like why, bro? Why are you like at this point, there's some people who really are just like, they have a naturally abrasive personality. They just are dickheads and that's how they are with everybody. Bro, this shit is so performative. You putting this on, bro. Why are you going out of your way to be insufferable?
TTS not working. It's not gonna work. Get somebody who knows how to do what the fuck they're supposed to do. Take a second to add the TTS link. Yeah, I go to add it. It's fucking not even a link.
He can't even handle a simple issue without doing some sort of
like a crash out.
It shows how fragile ChudTheBuilder actually really is. But I don't think that the meltdown was the biggest takeaway from me when he returned to live streaming. It was actually the reception that he got from the people on the street. His name is out there. The word is out and everybody knows about who he is. So they're not entertaining the conversation as they once were. They're just insulting him, you know, not falling for the rage bait, and
as they should.
Honestly keeping it pushing, because they are so done with ChudTheBuilder. Everybody is done with ChudTheBuilder.
What up, guys?
She a bitch, bro. No, I don't want to dab you up.
Fuck you, then.
I want to dab you up.
White
Damn.
Suck a big.
He ain't even got no friends in the white community yet. Even the white people like, hell nah, bro. You tarnishing our reputation. Get the fuck on. Oh, this is in Tennessee. Okay, I see the Titans logo in the back, so there's somewhere in Tennessee. Could be Nashville. I don't want to say. Don't know. I ain't never been to Tennessee. I don't know what area or what bridge this is. But yeah, bro, even the white people out in Tennessee, and bro, shit, boy, you can find some backwoods. I'm talking about down south, retro-minded white folks in Tennessee, and even they ain't fucking with you, bro. That ain't no good sign.
Black dick.
For you.
Yeah, don't square up with me, little kid.
Little kid, bro. I'm 17, I still beat your ass, bro.
Come over here and say
I just got committed to fucking.
Are you threatening bodily harm? You might want to watch out, kid.
I've been back.
Threatening bodily harm.
Like, bro, a 17, this dude just said he's 17, and you over here trying to be big nuts, like trying to play big dick swinging, like you just so overly tough. This is in public. You are trying to like assert your dominance and assert your will and make an example out of a 17-year-old kid on a bridge full of like civilians just passing by. You doing this shit in the open eye of the public with no shame. This is the kind of like weirdo, useless troglodytes these people are.
Shave that beard. Shave that little ass mustache you got. You look like a pussy. Straight pussy. No, what was that shit that got leaked to you with you with the fucking filters on?
AI
talking greasy
Which
to
AI pic?
Which one is your favorite?
Not AI.
Which one's your favorite?
AI.
Stop the cap.
Not AI.
Talk about a no frontal lobe.
All right.
That arrest was supposed to serve as some sort of warning to ChudTheBuilder that people are no longer going to tolerate or put up with or accept the type of nonsense that he puts out into the public ethos. And that was supposed to help him change his content, change his mind, maybe do something a little bit differently. But ultimately, it's not working. It's falling flat. And if he didn't get it from those people in the jail cell, if he's not getting it from the people on the street that now aren't falling for the gimmick, aren't falling for the rage bait or whatever the case may be, he probably should be getting it from people who even looked at, you know, supporting him or using him as some sort of content turning against him as well. Adin Ross is somebody who we know loves the provocateurs. He loves to get these racist people on these streams and, you know, have them either entertain the audience or be crazy on stream so he can get a bunch of views or invite him to his brand risk boxing event. But now even Adin Ross is out on ChudTheBuilder.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. On Twitter, there was a page that were hating on me, bro. They were mad at me that I was trying to get him on brand risk.
Get him on brand risk. Come on, homie. You're a businessman.
But
this is about entertainment.
But
find a nigga that want to fight him.
But
bro, I cannot fucking figure Charleston White out. I cannot figure this dude out. 1 minute he's spitting like some Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey level, like type wisdom on some shit like, hey, this how we really can move the society forward, spitting some real shit. We need to treat our women better. This is what we need to do. And then this nigga would turn around and go hang out with Adin Ross. Like, nigga, what side are you fucking on, dude?
No, you're not understanding. Like, the black Twitter is mad at me for trying to get him on brand risk.
Well, they wasn't mad when King Von and Lil Durk was on $1 million mouth worth of game, and they were serial killers.
Listen, I'm reading this page.
That is not a terrible point, though. I mean, that's not a terrible point that he makes. I gotta admit.
Every time a hardcore anti-black racist person appears, Adin Ross promotes and elevates them. Nick Fuentes, Gypsy Crusader, and now he's trying to do it with Chud, the loser.
Well, every time they get one of them old killing ass niggas that done killed somebody, been to prison and hurt people, they elevate them. So what's the difference?
Okay, but
nigga, no. That is not at all the same thing. When rappers, see, most of the time, when you have niggas that's violent, you have black people that done killed people or they got bodies under their belt, whatever the case may be. Most of the time, those are interpersonal grievances that they've had with one other human being. And they handled their issue with that one other human being or with whatever set of human beings were disparaging them at the time, or they felt as if they were being disrespected or slighted in some kind of way. They retaliated to that one specific party. The difference is here, this fuck nigga Chud is targeting a bunch of people that do not bother him, a bunch of people that's minding their business, a bunch of people that ain't bothering nobody else and it ain't doing nothing wrong. And you're doing this to an entire race of people for no fucking reason at all. And therein lies the difference. Actually, no, fuck it. Yes, I am saying one is better than the other because one, yes, killing a motherfucker regardless is bad, but I would much rather take the killer that went and killed the one dude that fucked with him versus the killer that's just out here aiming for anybody. I'm just saying, I would take the dude that went and got his enemy versus the dude who's just looking to take out anybody he can for the sake of saying he did it. Just me, though.
Do you think he's doing it in a provocative way?
So what? I do it in a provocative way when I say fuck your dead baby, bitch ass nigga. Fuck your hood. Fuck old block. Fuck
All right.
Kevon. I do it in a provocative way.
I feel like, do you think he's going out in person, getting drunk, and baiting?
Yeah, nigga, it makes, why not do it? You see how much attention he's getting.
Now, ultimately, I do believe
I was
that
finna
Aiden
skip
Ross
past
is
that
going
coon
to
ass
have
shit.
him on the live stream because it's Aiden Ross at the end of the day. But this is going to show, the second guessing that is, that people are recognizing how much of a brand risk it is to have Chud on there, no pun intended, how much of a liability it's going to be, and this can ultimately be detrimental to your business. And I do think that it says a lot when even Aiden Ross is reconsidering, somebody who has no problem with having these types of people on the platform. And that means you've got to be doing something right or wrong, I guess. Now, of course, he's still gonna have some sort of supporters in the space. Myron from Fresh and Fit loves this guy. He thinks,
yeah, bro, Sneeko was standing up for this dude. Matter of fact, I looked at something Sneeko said. Sneeko and DJ Academics had like a little back and forth. Matter of fact, we'll watch a little bit of that too.
these knees
this.
of him, and even Sneeko is coming to his defense and aid as well. Just
Oh,
on their
see, look,
knees.
he just brought it up.
If you see this clip, bro, look, man, all these motherfuckers hate you. They're looking for something to go after you with. So you just got to be on point, bro. And I'm not saying that on some hating shot. I actually want to.
It's nothing new that Myron is a fucking coon. This is
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
this is common knowledge. This is common knowledge. This is common knowledge. We know what we're dealing with when it comes to Myron. Like, it's no secret. You can literally take Myron at face value. He's a bootlicking coon with no self-respect and absolutely no desirable qualities. Nothing more, nothing less. This nigga is, oh my God.
See him win.
All of them are the same, bro. They just all fucking losers at the end of the day, man.
I actually think he's hilarious. I think it's funny. And quite frankly, watching all these fucking get so butthurt over a word goes to show the problems in the black community. Like, they'll sit there and be willing to risk it all, lose their life.
So why is it that shit don't apply for nobody else, right? Why is it that if somebody were to say something, if I was to go up to a white dude and I was to say, hey, your wife is a whore. I fucked that bitch 3 times and she a whore. She do all type of nasty shit with me. And that man decides to whoop my ass. Nobody would look at that white man sideways. But as soon as somebody else that's non-black does something to a black person, the black person is automatically just expected to fucking like not be offended. Oh, you should just have better self-control. Why are you letting words offend you? Oh, so nobody else, everybody else has the right to be offended. Everybody else has the right to feel disrespected except black people. Okay. Hey, bro, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Check it out. Come around this corner real quick. I want to show you something. Yeah.
Over somebody saying, like, really, bro?
Like the word. Remember when you couldn't say for so many years and now everybody
Oh,
says
shit,
it
he
again?
pulled up the
Because you're not
Sneeko
gonna
video.
call you call somebody stupid when they're acting like a. Who said that? Steve Carell in The Office. It's true. You don't say it to be hurtful. Every other word can be like that too. Do people see what I'm saying? By getting this upset at.
No, we don't see what you're saying because there's a history behind this word. This word, that in one word communicates you are inferior to me as a human being. I think less of you than the dirt on the bottom of my shoe, the ants in the crevice of a section of pavement. You are animal-like to me. I see you as property. You are nothing. You don't deserve rights. You should still be in chains. You should have never made it out of Jim Crow. You are up. I own you. I am better than you. And you should never forget that white people we reign superior to you in words. That is what all of that is communicated in that one word. That is what that word represents. That word was used to psychologically break down the minds of black people in those times. It was made to get their minds to understand that they were less than, that they were not human, that they were akin to animals. That is what you communicating in that fucking word. So if you walk up to a black person and you say that, you don't get to play that, oh, it's just a word. Why are you getting offended by a word? You want the right to say an offensive word, but you want freedom from the consequences that come with people being offended by those same fucking words. How stupid, how idiotic, how bitch made can one man be? Really, how are you a racist with that type of mentality and you really look yourself in the mirror and go lay your head on that pillow at night and feel like, yeah, yeah, I'm a man. Like, bro, you just a bitch, bro.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
That word, you're giving it power. You're attributing a lot of meaning and hurt and emotion to it. You're allowing this to control you, and it's just a word. At the end of the day, it is just a word.
Now, for what it's worth, we all knew that these
Sneeko is a fucking flip-floppy ass nigga, bro. Sneeko doesn't know. I think Sneeko is he's been well into an identity crisis for a long time now. He don't know what the fuck he is. He don't know what he believes. Every other fucking month, he's something else. He's red pilled, then he's a Muslim, then he's fucking super progressive, then he's back to being racist again. Like, bro, this motherfucker does not stand for anything. He will echo whatever the status quo is at the moment for this group that he's so desperately seeking validation from. And through all of that, he does all of this to obfuscate those feelings of inadequacy that he has within himself. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what his identity is. He doesn't know what he believes, because that shit is so ever changing. So he has to, in order to feel like he's a part of something, in order to feel like he is welcomed by something, he has to go all in. He has to go 10 toes, and he has to sound even crazier than the white racists do, the actual white supremacists. He got to sound even crazier than them in order for them to even, you know what I'm saying? And still, the people like this, like, bro, they laugh at you. They laugh at you. Like, they'll welcome you in, but they not finna give you a seat at the table. They not finna let you in on they meetings behind closed doors. They'll probably stand next to you and shake hands and smile with you while we laugh and talk about these other black people. But nigga, we not finna let you into our rooms where we have our real conversations at, because we laughing at your ass too. You not one of us. Sneeko, you not white, brother. You got some black in you. We have not forgot, brother. You were all the way cooned out.
two numbskulls would be on his side. But I think you should probably say to yourself, if you're Chud the Builder, like, is it a good thing that Sneeko and Myron are the ones that are, you know, hyping me up? Is that really a good thing? I don't know. Especially if at the end of the day, these people aren't gonna help you in your IRL situation. Myron and Sneeko have nothing for your baby's mother changing your child's name. All they're gonna do is get on their platforms and talk about,
how, she's a woman, she don't know, this, that, and the third. They probably gonna just say something about how she's a woman, so she's bound to make bad decisions, or some other misogynistic bullshit like that.
Oh, that's crazy. Women are this, women are that, and the third. And your child's now gonna have a new last name. Like, ultimately, their words are just words as well. They're not gonna do anything to actually help you. When the FBI moves you up on the list of white supremacist provocateurs, they're not gonna be there for you in that type of support. They might extend some words, but again, words are just words. I think the aftermath of Chud's arrest is just proving the original point that the content isn't worth it. I don't care what nobody says. Once you leave the internet, it stops being entertainment. Chud came back trying to act like he survived all of the controversy, but you can't hide it in your face, gang. Everybody around you is saying the opposite. The police are asking deeper questions. Your family is turning.
And everybody sees through it now, bro. Like, the ruse is over with. Like, we see it now. We see you for what you really are.
Against you. Your past is being dragged up. It's really, really, genuinely speaking, not looking good. And this isn't even because I'm anti what you're saying. This is just an objective fact. If you are doing dumb shit that's gonna cost the people in your immediate life off the internet when you log off, you know, connection, and it's gonna have real life consequences, then what the fuck are you doing it for? To have fun and for free speech? Again, is there no other way to have fun and get off your free speech takes? It's stupid, gang. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Chud thought he was turning racism into content, but now the content is turning his real life into a punchline. It's exactly what happens when you chud around and find out.
God. So yeah, bro, that's the video. That's the status on Chud, man. He fucked around. He found out, man. He finally ran into somebody that was ready for that action. They were about that action, BTA, and that's exactly what they did. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get the latest. We'll see. Hopefully this motherfucker get whatever the maximum sentence is, but I know he probably ain't gonna get that because these racist ass white people already in a day done raised $100,000 for this nigga. Every time a racist person do some shit, like, that's one thing I can say about racists. I've been seeing other people say this. I can't even lie. Y'all some bitch ass niggas. But one thing about it, boy, y'all niggas stick together, boy. A racist person do some shit and go viral, it could be the most fucked up shit in the world. Bro, a white lady literally called a 5-year-old black boy the N-word, and white people gave that lady like $100,000. Like, what? Oh God, I feel like we fucked, man. That's the thing that just make it hard. It's like, I just wish we could put faces to all the people who donated money to these causes. It's like, God, what if they among me? What if I'm shaking hands with these people? What if I'm sharing laughs with these people? So they'll probably somehow find a way to single-handedly finance his whole entire legal fund, but it's looking like the at least some of the white community, some of the racist white community is siding with him on this enough to conjure up and raise $100,000. Motherfuckers can't raise $5,000 for food drives, but this bitch ass nigga do some racist shit and raise $100,000. Crazy. But that's gonna be all for this video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in this video. One love. It's made.